Alrighty, everyone, welcome back to another review. Today we're going to be reviewing a new movie that just came out, Asteroid City by Wes Anderson. Now, this movie, I remember seeing the trailers for this, and I was like, ooh, this movie looks sick. I like the color palette they're using, the way it looks. It's just an interesting concept overall, and in Wes Anderson, So yeah, but this movie has a star-studded cast. The cast is absolutely stacked. It's got Scarlett Johansson, Tom Hanks, Jason Schwartzman, Jeffrey Wright, Bryan Cranston, Edward Norton, Maya Hawke, Steve Carell, Willem Dafoe, Margot Robbie, Jeff Goldblum. Although Margot Robbie and Jeff Goldblum have kind of little appearances towards the end. Matt Dillon as well. Yeah, it's just a star-studded cast, and I think pretty much everyone did really good in their role. So we're gonna get into a little synopsis here. So essentially, this movie takes place in 1955. This was when they were kind of doing nuclear testing still in the desert, and essentially it is this little town where they do these nuclear tests called Asteroid City. And our main family, who Jason Schwartzman plays, his name is Augie Steinbeck. His family, they're heading to their grandfather's house, I think. But there's also this junior stargazer or space cadet convention that's going on in Asteroid City. So I think they were heading there, because his son, who's played by Jake Ryan, who is Woodrow Steinbeck. He is he is super smart, and he participates in this kind of thing. So I'm assuming they were heading there. It was probably made clear in the film. I probably just missed it. But it starts off with their car breaking down and them having to be towed to Asteroid City. And yeah, that's essentially where the plot happens. Or starts, I mean. And from there they're just kind of stuck there, because when they try to fix the car, it's you essentially have to have someone pick you up or whatever. So they have to call the grandfather, Tom Hanks, to come pick him up. And I guess while they're waiting, a bunch of other people pull in. Scarlett Johansson's character, who's probably my favorite character in the film, who plays this actress by the name of Mercedes Ford, and her family kind of come in, and just a bunch of other families that are here for this kind of space cadet convention type thing that they're doing in Asteroid City. They all come in, and it's kind of just them interacting. Something I should say, this movie is slightly confusing if you don't get it. This movie is split into kind of two parts. It's presented as a play, essentially. The black and white is kind of the script writer side and real life, essentially, and just explaining what the play is and how it's made, essentially, and what's going on with it. And the actual colorized version of the film with the characters and stuff is the actual performance of the play. I realized that about 40 minutes in, and then kind of clicked and made sense. Something about this movie is that it's really funny. There was this guy in our theater who was just losing his shit at almost every joke in the movie. I honestly, that was probably more funny than anything in the movie, if I'm being honest. But yeah, it just goes to show, I think the average person would think this movie is funny. And there are good couple gags in there. I'm not being oh, this guy thought it was funny. No, I thoroughly enjoyed the humor in the movie. But honestly, the biggest thing that I liked about the movie was Jason Schwartzman and Scarlett Johansson's characters, their interactions in their little motel houses that they have in Asteroid City. They will look at each other through their windows and just kind of talk. And honestly, that was kind of my favorite part of the movie. I just kind of loved it. And it was really great to see those characters interact. But going back to kind of the beginning of the movie, there was something that kind of, and this might have been the projector we had in the theater, or it might have actually, been the movie, I don't know, but whenever the camera would kind of do these like turns and stuff, it was like it was trying to be like a smooth turn, but it just was so like motion blurry, and it kind of looked bad. Like I said, it might have been the projector. I don't exactly know. I just know it was something that was like, but because it's a Wes Anderson film and you have those, shots and just kind of still, like, I guess shots almost where the camera doesn't really do much spinning or angles, it wasn't really much of a problem. So the music, I don't think there was really anything outstanding about the music. Honestly, I can't remember anything about the music, if I'm being honest. I do know that, like, it was there. It wasn't like anything to blow me away. I think this was more focused on the cast of characters and just how they speak and their mannerisms. Like, that's how you know it's a Wes Anderson film, is number one, the cinematography, how it's shot, and number two, the dialogue and how characters act. I think that is essentially the two identifying factors. There was this one musical scene though where this kid wrote a song, and I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but I'm just gonna throw out a quick spoiler warning. This kid wrote like a song about like these aliens that just landed and or like not landed but like showed up, and he wrote a song about them, and that was like a funny musical number. But yeah, other than that, that was really the only like musical highlight of the movie. Like I said, I think the way this movie was shot, the kind of colorway and the characters is kind of really what is more important, as well as the jokes. The jokes were kind of stand out ish. Yeah, again, I have to give the MVP in my opinion to Scarlett Johansson. I just kind of loved her character as this like actress, the single mother actress who was like super big and just kind of intrigued by Augie, Jason Schwartzman's character, kind of intrigued by him, kind of developing a romance with him. I think that was like really good. I liked the way it played out. And then kind of at the midpoint of the movie, it seemed, maybe a little bit past the midpoint, because they're kind of in there for like about a week for the convention. And again, spoilers, there is this midpoint where they're kind of all like watching these stars through this box or whatever, I don't know, but as they're doing it, they notice like a green dot appear, and when they all take off their thing, this alien shows up, comes down, takes the asteroid that like impacted, which is why the crater is there, and then he just leaves. And then it's like it was kind of funny, honestly, but that kind of causes them to have to stay in Asteroid City longer, because government is like, oh, they're contaminated, quarantine this, and it was, like I said, it was super interesting to kind of see how the characters reacted to it and what they did. They eventually kind of got it out to the world and stuff, but yeah, it was just super interesting. The movie did kind of slow down after that point though. Not a whole lot went on, and then the ending kind of just, it was a little rushed, where just one morning everyone's kind of gone because the quarantine's over. It would have been nice to like see, like, I don't know, just kind of a little bit of closure between some of these characters, like I said, Scarlett Johansson's character and Jason Schwartzman's character. Like, it would have been nice to see closure between Mercedes Ford and or not Mercedes Ford, but Midge Campbell and Augie Steinbeck. Or yeah, it would have been nice to see closure between their characters, or just the relationship between Woodrow and I don't even know her name, whoever Midge Campbell's daughter is. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, also Stephen Park was in this movie. So okay, if you guys like Stephen Park, there you go. But yeah, so it was just crazy. I did enjoy the movie. I'm thinking a 4 out of 5 on this movie. It was pretty good. Honestly, I wish the theater I saw it in didn't suck. We got like this like really kind of back of the row. It looked like there was only 20 seats in there. There was more. It said capacity 100, but it was just like super small, and I think the projector kind of sucked. But yeah, like I said, I would recommend this movie. I liked it. It was funny. But yeah, like I said, I'm feeling a 4 out of 5 on this one. So yeah, with that's going to be the review of Star City. Let me guys know what you think of the movie if you saw it, and be sure to like and comment and subscribe, and I will see you all guys next time. Peace.